How long did you live there?
For about, I want to say 14 weeks.
14 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
12 to 14 weeks. And she watched your child?
She watched my child, which is her goddaughter.
Wait, I know, but I got godchildren. I ain't gonna watch them every day for 14 weeks. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
This is the plaintiff, Irie Thompson. She says she and the defendant have been very good friends for close to 20 years, and they went to Disney World together in 2010. They agreed to split all the costs. The defendant never paid her back for the money she laid out, and now they've had a falling out. She never wanted things to come to this, a lawsuit. But hey, money is money, and she wants the $2,454 she's owed. This is the defendant, Angela Stuckey. She says the plaintiff got into a domestic beef with a boyfriend and had nowhere to live, so she took her in. She also watched her baby for free, and now the woman's claiming she owes her money? The woman took her to Disney as a thank you and is now trying to sue her for it here and now? How low can you go? She's accused of being goofy.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Irie Thompson? Irie Thompson, you are suing Angela Stuckey for $2,454 that you say she owes you. What's going on?
Okay, the defendant and I have been friends, even I would say very close. Someone who I consider as close as a sister. She's my daughter's godmother. In October of 2010, she went on a trip with us to Florida, her and her son. I absorbed some of the expense simply because I knew she didn't really have the money. We agreed that she was going to pay $800 for the trip. The defendant and I, Angela Stuckey. That at which time she says she'll be able to pay me in October for the trip to Florida for her son and her. Needless to say, I would want to say about 3 weeks later, after we came back from Florida, I got in an issue with my kid's father. I called her up and I asked her, could me and Sanaya, which is her goddaughter, stay at your house? She said, no problem. The very first night I arrived there, I said, Angela, how much do you want to charge me for staying here? She said, no problem. You're like my friend, nothing. She was kind of like taken back that I asked her that. I'm not a freeloading type of a person, so I said, you know what, Angela, I'll buy groceries here and there, whatever have you. Gracious at the fact that she let me and my child in, you know, and she watched my child.
How long did you live there?
For about, I want to say 14 weeks.
14 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
12 to 14 weeks. And she watched your child?
She watched my child, which is her goddaughter.
Wait, I know, but I got godchildren. I ain't gonna watch them every day for 14 weeks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But she watched your child every day? Like you went to work and she's the one who watched your child?
Correct.
Did you pay her for that?
No, because she didn't want me to pay her.
Okay.
She said this is her godchild.
Okay.
She was happy at the fact that the child was there with her. She worked from home.
Okay.
She
I know. It's not that I don't hear you. I just don't know how that would mean that she would love to take care of a child 14 weeks.
No, I wouldn't expect that. She never discussed any form of me paying her to watch her godchild.
So then what happened?
So when I found my own place, I moved out, remained friends, everything was good. I needed some work done in my basement. Her boyfriend is like, he does that type of a work. So I said to her, I called her up in the summer of last year, and I said to her, I said, Angela, you know, I'm gonna pay Leroy to do the contracting work. You owe me money. I'm giving her a proposition. Why don't we subtract that and I pay him the balance and we call it fair and square? I stopped hearing from Angela. I didn't hear nothing more
What
from
did she say on the phone that day?
She was like, oh, well, I'm getting ready to go to work. It wasn't a yes or a no. You know, more like I'm gonna ask him, see what he say. She never responded back to me. She stopped speaking to me. I'm wondering why. You know, she's close to me like a sister.
Okay, I have a theory. My theory is that you stayed in her house 12 to 14 weeks and had her watch your kid, and she sort of maybe thought that just like she wouldn't take money from you, that you would sort of think that that was payment and maybe not take money from her.
No, because I'm always bailing her out. Even while I was there, Your Honor, she got an eviction notice. She borrowed money from me. I went ahead, I gave her the money so she could keep her apartment. You know, I'm always helping Angela, vice versa.
But she's supposed to pay you that money back too?
I would think so. It was a loan.
Well, tell me about it. That's
was
part
a
of what you're
loan.
suing
She
for. The
came to me.
$800 for Disney. You're also suing for $1,000 for rent.
Right. She told me she would pay it back to me around income tax. Around income tax, nothing. Haven't said a word.
Have you been calling her and she wasn't calling you back?
I was calling her. I was
And she was
texting
ignoring
her
you?
about the cell phone. I didn't even bother about the money that she owed me. I just didn't bother.
What's a
with it.
cell phone?
While I was staying in her apartment, she asked me could I do her a favor to take her cell phone out in my name for her son. Okay? I went ahead, I
Are you
did
the
just
son?
that.
How old is he?
At the time, he was like 14 years old. Okay? The cell phone bill has never been paid on time. Always disconnected. I even got a letter stating that they're gonna ruin my credit, send it to the credit bureaus for late payment and stuff like that. To date, as we speak right now, she owes $150.08 on the bill. Okay? I've called her several times about the bill. I've texted her, even when we wasn't speaking, I would text her on her job phone to let her know the bill is due. I didn't even bother her about the trip. I didn't bother her about the loan. I didn't bother her about any of the above.
Do you have your phone?
Yes, I do.
Did you have an accident?
Yes, I did.
What
I had
happened?
surgery on my hand and my knee.
But from an accident?
Yeah.
It's off. You need it.
Oh, I need you to put it on. I want to see the text you're talking about. Let me hear from you what's going on while you're looking for that.
Okay, first of all, with the cell phone. The cell phone was a gift for Christmas. It was a gift from her to my son.
Come on up, son. Was the cell phone a gift for you for Christmas?
Yes.
Did she ever tell you have to pay me back, or did your mom ever say you got to put the money together to pay her back, or?
No, Irie told me it was a gift. Like, we had an agreement if I did good in school that she would buy me the phone, and that was the gift. Like, if I did good.
Wait, in advance to me, or you already had
Yeah.
done well?
Nah,
First
it
of all,
was
I did
advance.
well, not good. Okay.
Well, it did well.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go on.
well. Well, it was advance. Like, if I did
In
well.
advance. Well,
in
did you do your
advance.
part of the bargain?
No.
Yes.
No.
Sorry.
Listen to her.
Did I say
okay. Did you get good grades?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Why is she saying no? How do you know what his grades are?
Because one of the last conversations that Angela and I had,
She was complaining. Don't tell. I
she
don't
was
want to expose
complaining
his
about
grades.
how bad
Don't
he's
make him
doing
feel
in
bad.
school.
All right. All right.
Well.
So, go on.
Yeah, so, like, that's what happened. She
Okay.
told me she would buy me the phone if I did good in school.
Okay. All right.
Okay, besides that, getting to the real situation on hand, is that she lived with me more than 14 weeks, and she said it was 8 months she stayed there.
That's
Eight
a
It
lot.
months?
It was
Listen.
8 months.
Listen. Your lips cannot open again.
Okay.
Unless you are a
Sorry.
mouth breather.
No problem.
Okay.
Keep going.
And I watched her child, like she said, I babysit the morning, the night, you know, she worked,
Is it true that when she would say to you, do you want money for rent, or do you ever?
She never offered me anything. She
Did you
never
ever-
offered me no money for
Now,
rent.
did you ever ask her for money for rent?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you ever ask her for money for watching your goddaughter?
What happened was that she said to me, Angela, don't worry. Her mother had passed away. She said she was getting some insurance money. Don't worry, we're going to take a trip to Disney World. So we went to Disney World, me, her, my son.
Did you agree to pay $800 for the Disney trip?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Did she loan you $1,000 to pay the rent while she was living there?
No, she did loan me $1,000 before I repaid her, but it wasn't during the time when she was living in my house. I didn't have no eviction notice during the time when she was there, because I'm quite sure she would have been worried and ran out already. No.
What happened? You two were so close that you were actually the godmother of her daughter. And so what happened? If you don't owe her this money, why does she wake up one day and just pick you?
You have to ask her that question.
I did. She says because you owe it. Now I want to hear from you. What reasoning do you have that's different than that?
I think she sold her house and she needed some help to just pay off whatever money she owed on her house.
Okay. You have promissory notes saying she's going to pay you back?
Verbally. Verbally.
No.
She,
Do you even know what a promissory note is? Verbal.
Like she would continuously
No,
give
promissory note is a piece of paper that proves. I'm like, oh well, this case is over. Come on, hand it over.
She would always say, I'm going to pay you back. She's told many of my friends at my baby shower. She discussed
Do you have
it
any
with-
witnesses?
Yeah, my witnesses
Okay,
right here.
come on up, please. Talk to me.
Yeah, my name is Yvonne Miller. We was having our baby shower because our son godmother, and she got an invitation, and my name was, with phone number was on the invitation, who to contact. She called me, and she was telling me that she and Ari doesn't speak that anymore because she owe her some money, and she's gonna come to the baby shower, and don't let Ari know. And she was gonna bring the macaroni and cheese and the potato salad. And she was watching Sinaya, and Ari didn't give her any money to take care of Sinaya. And I turned to her and tell her on the phone, "You's a baby godmother. You shouldn't expect to want any money from Ari. You's like the child mother." So she told me, "Don't tell Ari anything that she was coming to the shower
To
or
surprise her.
to surprise her."
And how did that go?
And then she showed up with nothing.
No macaroni and cheese?
No macaroni and cheese, no potato salad. She showed up with nothing.
When you get a text, and yes, there are instances where you're texting back and forth. When you get a text that says this long tirade in capital letters about how she's been sitting by idly for 2 years, waiting for you to pay this money, and hearing you patronize her, telling her you're gonna, but then you don't, and blah, 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 when she's going on and on and on like that, why isn't there a text back from you saying to her, "What are you talking about?"
Well, after that text message, I never spoke to her again because she started to call my job.
What about her testimony where she's saying that you called her and said she's not talking to me because I owe her money, I want to surprise her?
No. I told her, I did call and I told her I was coming to the baby shower. It wasn't no non-texting because I received the invitation with Irie's writing on it, so inviting me to the shower. So
Right.
I'm not,
And when you called her, did you say to her, "Don't tell Irie I'm coming"?
No,
because
why
we
would I
haven't
say
talked
that?
to
She
each
sent me an invitation personally. I had an invitation
Did you
to
say
come.
to her? Did you say to her, "Don't tell Irie I'm coming because I owe her some money. She's mad at me.
No.
I want to surprise."
No, why would I
Did you
say
say
that?
you'd bring the macaroni and cheese?
Yes, I did.
And did you?
I did.
Yo, you did.
And I didn't bring it. I'm gonna tell you why.
No, I don't want to know. I was kidding. I was kidding about that part. I don't
Okay.
really need to know why.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you sue your best friend over $2,000?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Depending.
Okay, you know what? That's a fair,
Situation.
honest reaction.
Depending on the situation, I guess.
Would you?
I would definitely. If it's that much money on the line, I would definitely do it. Even though we had a friendship, it's over.
Fair enough.
No, sir. I don't think I could do it.
Why? Hey, suppose that your best friend screwed you over.
Friends come before money, and
$5,000. $10,000?
$10,000 get the line right there.
Your argument just blew up there, going inside the courtroom.
So then, when she says that she had a full conversation with you about money that you owed her, she's just making that up?
She's making that up. I never spoke to her about anything like that. And like I said, I didn't bring the macaroni and cheese because I bought a big gift for her, which was I had to bring it from Brooklyn all the way to the Bronx on a train, and it was a car seat, so it was nothing else for me to carry. And my child also came, and my son came, and my daughter.
If I were you, I would worry a little less about how it looks to not bring macaroni and cheese, and a little more about whether or not the judge is going to believe you on whether you owe this money. I want to say a couple things. First of all, I believe you owe the money. I don't think it's a coincidence that there's somebody willing to come in here and testify in front of me that you actually said that on the phone. I don't think it's a coincidence that you didn't respond when she had that tirade. And when I look at that text from her, all frustrated because you're ignoring her calls, and her saying, "I sat back here and I did this," and you don't even respond, say, "What are you talking about? That never happened." The silence roars. It roars. Okay? Which, if I'm right, think about it. Why would someone in your position deny it? And I think that the reason why is because you can't believe she's taking it this far and doesn't just let it ride after living in your house rent-free and you watching her daughter. So really what should have happened is when she said, "What can I pay you in rent?" or if she didn't offer it, what I would say to her is, "Listen, I know I owe you $1,800. If you're going to live here more than a few weeks, maybe we could work something out," and then everything would have been behind the two of you. Well, I don't know why you're nodding. Why are you nodding? Because in the end, if you think that's what should have happened, then why are you here? You see? You see? I only have one issue in front of me, which is, legally speaking, would she be entitled to this money? If, in fact, I believe that it was a loan, she's entitled to the money. It's not morally speaking. There's no, this is not moral court. I don't sit here and say, I cannot believe the nerve of this lady. Because I can't offset your time and rent in your house because you didn't. In other words, if there was no legal obligation for her to pay you rent or pay you for babysitting, I can't pretend there was and offset it. That's like something you two should have done. And when you don't, I just have to rule on the case in front of me. But, you know, that's what should have happened, so you don't feel bitter and abused like you obviously feel at this point, that she ended up being a pretty lousy friend. If she can take up space in your house and you watching her kid every day for her and then turn around and actually expect her to pay the $1,800. I get you, but you can't lie about it. Have me believe you because I'm too smart for that. And then have me not do what the law requires me to do. As for the phone, I find that it was a gift to him. But as for everything else, I find in favor of the plaintiff, and therefore I'm deducting that phone that you were suing for, and it's $2,305. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Defendant coming out of the courtroom first right here. Difficult case. Come on in here. What's your reaction to this? At least you're giggling. I don't know why. What are you thinking?
She got what she wanted, so I guess she's happy.
Is this 25-year friendship over?
I really have no idea.
Yes, it is.
How do you know? How do you know? I'm asking her. It's her
Because
friendship.
the lady is frustrated because none of us wanted to sit down and watch her child. Like, we're not doing that. It was an infant. My mom had
1 second.
Like,
Do you want the friendship to be over?
It's up to her. We've been friends for a very long time. So
Okay,
it's up to her.
come on out. You've been friends for a very long time. She just said here, so it's up to you. What's the status of your friendship?
Well, I love her like a sister, but certain things you just realize within yourself that a person doesn't have any conscience, and it shocks me that she would come here to court and lie because she actually went to Disney World before I actually stayed at her house.
What's going to happen when you leave here? She's out there somewhere, you're here. Who's going to reach out to whom, and what's going to happen?
I tried to reach out to her. And she's the one who stopped speaking to me. I didn't stop speaking to her. 2 different times she stopped speaking to me. Every time I asked her for the money, she stopped speaking to me.
Okay, this is such a good example that when you loan a friend money or you borrow money from somebody, a friend, you got to get something in writing, even if it's a confirming email. Friendships get destroyed probably as much by this as anything else. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on their way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Kareem Paz. She says her 3-year-old miniature poodle named Coco Chanel was mauled to death by the defendant's mean and nasty pit bull. It was a horrible, terrifying sight to see Coco in the mouth of that vicious beast. It devastated and traumatized her family, and something needs to be done. So she's suing for $5,000 for the cost of her dog and pain and suffering. This is the defendant, Patricia Hacker. She says she was out walking her dog, and while it was pooping, the defendant's unleashed dog made a beeline for them and started biting her dog's legs. She's very sorry the plaintiff's dog died, but her dog was just minding his own business when the unleashed dog attacked. She's accused of having a dog go loco on Coco.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Thank you, Douglas. Kareem Paz?
Yes.
You are suing Patricia Hacker for $5,000 for pain and suffering and the cost of a dog, your dog, that you say was attacked by her dog and that it's her fault. Tell me what happened. I'm so sorry about the loss of your dog.
Okay, when this happened, I wasn't in that moment with my kids.
Okay, who was?
My husband,
Is this
Angel.
your husband?
Yes,
Come on
this
up.
is my husband,
What happened?
Angel.
That happened February 24th at night. I was, unfortunately, when we leave our parking, we don't have access from inside the parking to the building. I gotta walk up in the same way when I drive in. My son, my first son, he was away from me by 10 feet. And I was walking with my second son. And then my son, my first son, have his puppy.
How old is your first son?
10 years old.
How does he have your puppy? Explain.
Okay, he was walking with the leash.
A leash?
Yes.
I have the leash.
You have the leash? Let me see it. All right. So, and what happens? Your 10-year-old is 10 feet ahead of you walking the dog. And what happens?
Then the puppy stopped to do.
Who's the puppy?
My
your dog?
puppy. Yes.
Okay. Your dog is what kind of dog?
It's a poodle.
Okay.
5 by 5 pounds, no more than that.
It's the teacup?
I have the pictures if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see it. All right. So what happens?
The Coco, he was doing pin.
Oh my gosh, I have leftovers that take up more room. Sweet little thing. And these are your boys?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what happens?
Well, Coco, he was doing pin. In one moment, I saw another dog coming in the same direction where was my son. And my son, the second one, he talked to me in that moment.
Right.
I looked to my son, and that was the last time I saw Coco on the floor. My son screaming and ran to me. And then I see her dog.
And what kind of dog do you have?
It's a pit bull.
Of course. A poodle and a pit bull.
My dog, the people was grabbing the Coco.
Yeah.
Your
dog.
Then I leave my son.
Was there a person attached to the pit bull?
Excuse me?
Was the pit bull on a leash?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
And then when I ran to the dog, my first reaction was to kick the dog. But then he let it go, my puppy. The first time I saw the pup, I know he was already, because was in bad condition.
The dog was alive though when you took the dog to the vet, right?
No, in that
Dead.
moment, we didn't find the key to go back to the garage. So some neighbor, he heard my son screaming because he was begging for help. And my little son, he came to me, he said, oh, the dog killed him. And I thought it was my son. So then I saw my dog, and he looked at me, and he passed away. So we thought, we can do something. So we took the dog with our neighbor's car to the hospital. And when we got there, I gave the dog to the doctor, and he said, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So then I saw my clothes with blood and everything. So it's very sad because it's not the first time, because the same dog, he attacked another dog, and I have the proof.
That dog?
Yes, I have the pictures. And when I went to make the report to the police, they felt bad for me. They always very sad, but unfortunately, when a dog is killed by another dog, you can do anything.
Well, that's not true. You're doing something.
But I say,
But go ahead. I want to see the pictures. And do you have a statement from that person? Yes or no?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
let me see that. What happened, ma'am?
Okay, I was walking my dog, okay, and there was something that I thought at first was a cat, because there wasn't, Your Honor, a soul on the street. They were not there, okay. The dog was by itself. Then I realized that it wasn't a cat, that it was actually a dog.
When you say the dog was by itself, was the dog on a leash?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And he was not there, and neither were two boys. There was one boy. I have an affidavit for a witness that was directly across the street.
Is this the witness you're pointing to?
No, she can't. She's keeping me company.
Okay.
She's my sister.
Okay.
Okay. And the dog was by itself. Okay. When he just started to run at me. May I step out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The dog just came running at me. Okay. So I screamed, no. Okay. Dog kept coming. But by that time, he was right at me. So what I did, and now Jake is on a leash. I'll show you his leash. I always have the dog on two collars. One is a choker that's always on, and then a prong that I use to...
Have you had problems with Jake?
No, absolutely
Has
not.
Jake attacked another dog?
That person that she's talking about, her dog actually attacked Jake twice. Okay.
Has there ever been a complaint filed against you with animal control?
No.
Why do you have the prongs on Jake?
Because I'm small and...
Okay. And then what happens?
The dog keeps coming, and by that time, he's right in front of me. I stuck my foot up. It hit the bottom of my foot, ricocheted off, crashed into my shin. I had a bruise for at least 2 weeks on my leg. The dog bounced back, leaped on my dog's face, and bit him. Okay, I have pictures of his face.
Let me see. All right, so go on.
Okay. I immediately stuck my hand in the choker. Okay, and I told him, I said, Jake, no, no, no. It's a baby. Now I know he knows the word baby, so he immediately put the dog down on the ground, and that simultaneously I look and there's a man kneeling in front of me, and I can hear the voice of a boy next to me. And the man bent down, took the dog up, and he was like doing this to the top of the head. And I said to him, is he okay? And he says, he's fine, he's fine. Okay. I went across the street, and I called again. Are you sure? Is he okay? He said, he's fine, he's fine.
The attack killed the dog. Why would an owner of a dog who say to you, everything's fine, without knowing if everything's fine?
The dog was alive the last time I saw it.
I know, but it had to be a pretty serious attack. I mean, was there blood?
I didn't see any. There was no blood.
Was there blood on the spot?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
And so according to you, you keep asking, and he goes, yeah, we're fine, everything's
No,
great.
he's not saying like that.
Okay.
He says, he's fine, he's fine.
Did you ever tell her he's fine? Did you think he was fine?
And it's no comment between each other in the accident, after the accident.
Okay, so go on.
Okay, so I walked across the street to where the witness was standing, and he said to me, was that you that was screaming? And I said to him, yeah. I said, there was a dog across the street. I said, nobody was out. I said, with no leash. I said, and I was screaming at the dog to stop.
What's this person's name? I can't even read the signature.
Joe Menango.
Do you know that person? Okay. I saw and heard a dog running from the underground garage up the driveway. And within a couple minutes, I heard a commotion emanating from across the street beyond a vehicle parked parallel to the next building, I guess, neighboring building. A few minutes later, I saw a woman with a male tan and white dog crossing over the sidewalk. Her dog was wearing a double collar, and she was holding the dog on a leash. I asked her what happened. She recounted an incident with another dog across the street moments before. She told me that her dog was just attacked by another unleashed dog at the curbside. She called over to a man on the opposite side of the street holding a dog in his arms. She asked him if everything was all right with his dog, and he said yes. She remained a few more minutes, then walked down towards 84th Drive. So this person says, if they're to be believed, that a dog is unleashed, and that he does hear her say across the way, are you sure your dog is okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Which would be consistent with someone who has let their dog run loose and bite another dog, where you're just sort of, yeah, everything's fine, and then you're moving it along. Then as it turns out, the attack is worse than you think it is, and the dog dies. So I have to figure out which of these two stories is correct, which of these two stories is truthful. Court is in recess.
All rise.
So, if the plaintiff's dog was off the leash and the pit bull was on the leash, can the plaintiff get money for the defendants, for the dog's injuries and ultimately death?
Of course not. It's her responsibility for having her dog off the leash. She should take control.
Fair enough. Ma'am?
Agreed. I think if there's a leash law and the dog should be on the leash, then absolutely.
Anybody think that the owner of Coco should get any money? Anybody? Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
You know, these cases are very difficult when you have two sides who are as persuasive as these two sides are. You know, you tell me one story, and she's telling me a diametrically opposed story. And then there's this tiebreaker. I took the time to track him down, which I assume nobody has a problem with. Mm-hmm. And when I speak to him, what he said was, oh, I saw a man, and I saw a boy, and I saw a dog. I say to him, is he on a leash or off a leash? He says, Judge, I have no idea. I'm not paying attention. Then he hears the commotion, but it's blocked by parked cars. But then she crosses over, and he says to her, what happened? Was that you screaming? And she says to him, right there, right fresh, before getting sued by you, before a motive to lie, Her first thing to him is, my dog just got attacked by a dog that was off leash. And then, according to him, she calls out to you and says, is your dog all right? And you say, yes. I asked him if he was a friend of hers, if they knew each other. He said, no, you know. So what do I have? I have the plaintiff who has a burden of proof in my courtroom of proving that things happened the way you say they did. And I have some question whether things happened the way you say they did.
Okay.
And unless you're able to persuade me, okay, by a preponderance of the evidence that they happened your way, my verdict has to be for the defendant, and it is. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, both sides, right here, please.
So the affidavit brought in by the defendant carries the day in this decision. From Judge Millian, what's your reaction to what you just heard?
Well, what I think is like she doesn't deserve to have a dog because her dog are aggressive, and that happened before to another dog.
How much do you miss Coco now?
Oh, a lot. Not me. It's just for my kids.
How are your kids at this point? Have they gotten over the trauma of it?
Well, not yet. They still miss my dogs, but well, as a parents, we are trying to do our best.
All right, good luck with everything. Okay, right down this way. Come on in here. All right, so Judge Millian finds in your favor, and oddly, there are tears, ironically, in your eyes, not hers.
I'm happy that it's over, but I'm sorry for her loss.
Is that why the tears? You're feeling for her right now, or what?
Overwhelmed.
By what, exactly?
I guess my dog is okay. I'm going to get to keep him, you know.
So
I'm sorry for her loss, you know, a lot of things.
All right. Okay, Harvey?
Bottom line here is that if a dog is off a leash, there is automatic liability and negligence on that dog owner's part. One of the ways of avoiding accidents like this and attacks is to have control over your animal. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Brian. He says the defendant or one of his employees went into his desk drawer and stole an envelope full of cash and a Best Buy gift card. The defendant's janitorial employees have 3 or 4 guys with keys to everything. No one in his office would steal because they're all 80-year-old millionaire lawyers. He's steaming mad, so he's suing the defendant for the $1,700 he's owed. This is the defendant, Ron. He says he's been in the cleaning business 30 years, has over 500 employees, and has cleaned the plaintiff's offices for 2 years. The cleaning people are always blamed when something goes missing, and the guy he's accusing has been working for him for 19 years and is one of his most trusted employees. Well, he's sorry if the plaintiff was robbed, but neither he nor his employees had anything to do with it. He's accused of sweeping it under the rug.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Okay. Brian, you've asked us not to mention your last name. You are suing the cleaning company represented by Ron. You've asked us not to mention the cleaning company's name or your last name for $1,000. You realize we do see your faces, right?
We do it, Your Honor.
Well, for $1,700 that you say was stolen from your desk drawer, $1,300 in cash and $400 in a Best Buy gift card. Tell me what happened.
Your Honor, I had that cash in my possession, which were exclusively $50 bills. And I know that because those bills were received by me in Switzerland. I'm an estate attorney. My deceased client had a safe deposit box in Switzerland. I personally traveled to Switzerland. The box was drilled in my presence, and I physically carried the currency back to the United States. I placed the currency in my desk drawer, where I have placed.
I'm sorry, the money was in a Swiss bank, and you went from a Swiss bank to your open desk drawer?
Correct, Your Honor.
And you're the lawyer?
For 15 years, Your Honor.
Okay.
For 15 years, I've been in that building.
So go ahead.
Without incident ever before.
Okay, so go ahead.
I do have a photographic exhibit of the currency, Your Honor, if you'd like to see a
I'm
picture
sure
of
it's
it.
currency. Keep going.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
The money was in my desk drawer. It was in the desk drawer for a short period of time.
What's a short period of time?
3 days.
Okay. Why was it in the drawer? What were you doing?
To take it to the bank.
Okay.
And I wasn't able to get to the bank until 3 days. And I remember it distinctly being in my desk drawer. when I was the last person to leave the office that night.
What kind of office is this? It's a law office, but do you share space with other people? Do you
I
have
share space with
employees?
3 other 80-year-old lawyers, Your Honor.
3 other 80-year-old lawyers?
Each of them was 80 years old, yes, approximately.
They're still practicing?
They just retired last week, Your Honor.
All 3 of them are 80?
No, one is 77, one is 80, and one is 86.
Heaven help me if I'm practicing law at that age. Are there secretaries?
One, Your Honor, the son of one of the other lawyers.
Are there paralegals?
No, not at that time.
Okay. Do clients come in there?
Yes.
All right. So what happens?
So what happens, Your Honor, is that typically I'm the last to leave the office. I typically work late, say 7 p.m., 8 p.m. And I have a distinct memory of opening my desk drawer, seeing the money there, and saying to myself, I have to take this money to the bank first thing in the morning. When I returned in the morning, the envelope wasn't there. And to be honest, I doubted myself a bit. I said, did I put it in the file? Did I put it in a different desk drawer? And I looked for it.
Why would you doubt
and it was
yourself
gone.
if you have a distinct memory of seeing it the evening before?
Because you just have a disbelief that somebody would take something from you, that somebody would go into your desk drawer and actually take something from you. That's why.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
And so after that, once I realized that the money was gone and was indeed stolen, I reached out to the defendant. The defendant apparently made one stop by my office. I wasn't available to speak with him, and I followed up with him by email, and then I never heard anything back again.
So you're suing him for stealing your stuff?
Your Honor, I'm suing the janitorial company for improper supervision of their staff. I heard at the outset of the case that the defendant's position is that he has one employee that has worked there for 20 years. That's not so, Your Honor. They've only been cleaning my office suite for about a month prior to this incident, and I saw 4 or 5 different people come into that office, all of whom came in with their own set of keys during the period of time in question here.
Okay, talk to me. What's your response?
I've been doing this since basically 1985. We are always the first ones to be blamed. That's the nature of the cleaning business. I understand. The fingers are always pointing to us, whether it's something stolen or broken. We understand. We are rarely the culprits, if ever. The person in question has been with me for 20 years. Has he been doing your space for 20 years? No, I haven't had the space that long.
How long have you had that space?
I'm not sure. I'm not going to tell you.
The person who worked, when you say the person in question, do you always have the exact same person clean that room, that
Well,
office?
Orlando has been out at certain periods of time because he had a prostate operation. And
Who are the cleaners, though? How did you figure out who had been in that place on that day? Because you assigned somebody to a
Yes.
specific place.
Yes.
So you figured out that it was Orlando?
Yes.
Okay, so Orlando is somebody you've had in your employ how long?
Since 94.
And why is Orlando not here right now?
He's having problems with his prostate, and he's not feeling well.
Do you have an affidavit from him?
No.
Okay.
No.
So do you think the plaintiff has the goods to win this case?
Not at all. He can easily lie about it just to get some money.
Fair enough, ma'am.
Absolutely not. No proof. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I agree with all of them. Can't prove it. You can't, yeah.
So the question, do you actually have to see the guy take it in order to win? Going inside the courtroom.
Brian, what evidence do you have that Orlando took it?
Circumstantial, Your Honor. I was the last out and the first in at the office.
I don't think you're as sure as you would want me to believe you are. Because
Your
nobody
Honor.
sits there the next day and questions himself if he actually saw it in the... I think you're a little more careless than you'd like to let on. You don't have evidence that these folks stole it. You don't. Let this be a lesson to you about leaving stuff lying around. It's crazy. But I'm not even sure. Frankly, I sort of think you're going to find it in an envelope in your house one day. I don't know that you're as organized or as you'd like to think you are. And I don't know, and I know for a fact, I don't believe you when you say, I specifically saw it there and thought I'd deposit it in the morning but didn't take it with you. And then the first thing you think when you can't find it in the morning is, where did I leave that? Did I take that out of there? That's not normal. If you actually saw it the night before, you wouldn't then skip to this, maybe I didn't, because I just was so surprised anybody would take anything. Because you don't have the proof, my verdict is for the defendant.
Well, the lawyer loses his case in here, stepping in here. How do you expect the judge to buy your story that you vouch for your employees?
I vouched for myself that I was the last person out and the first person in.
You still don't know who took the money?
I know the money was taken.
All right, you just head right down that way. Come on in here. What do you think happened to the money?
Not a clue. It's usually an internal matter, not the cleaning people. Nobody's interested in taking anybody's money.
That's it from here. Harvey?
Fact is, you can actually win a case like this with circumstantial evidence, even if you don't see the person doing it. But you can't walk into court with just a theory. You have to prove your case with evidence. This guy had a theory. The theory never holds water. You need proof, and you need to tip the scales, showing it's more likely than not that the cleaning guy did it.